Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, folks. Today is Friday. Friday doesn't really mean much anymore, but yeah, it's still Friday. Friday the 15th of May, also the 22nd of Ramadan. Selamat berpuasa. Kita dah nak dekat seminggu saja lagi untuk menyambut Aidilfitri di dalam norma yang baru. Ni diharapkan anda semua happy-happy, okey-okey sahaja. Iyalah, manalah tahu kan. Nak dekat raya ni ada yang silu, ada yang sedih. Even PM pun dah cakap jangan main lagu Nenang Perantau lebih sebab nanti ternusuk di hati. But nevertheless, I really hope that you guys are still being awesome. You guys are still strong and orang kata tabah menghadapi hari-hari di hadapan ini. Alright. Hari ni saya ada topik yang menarik nak bincangkan dengan anda dalam Sembang Sempoi bersama Mio Adlan ni, iaitu topik tentang studies. Apa study yang saya masukkan ni sebenarnya? Ialah kita sebagai, lebih-lebih lagi kepada adik-adik kita yang di luar sana, SPM walaupun telah ditolakkan kepada tarikh yang akan ditentukan kelak, tapi tak dapat dinafikannya ramai di antara anda semua, adik-adik kita di luar sana yang ingin mengambil peluang untuk belajar di luar negara. You guys want to take that opportunity to extend your education, to further your education going abroad. Where abroad? Usually people will talk about the UK, they will talk about the US, they will talk about Australia, they will even talk about Japan, Korea and everything. But today specifically, I'm going to give you another choice. Don't you know that you can also further your studies to Germany? Sangat menarik kan? You don't really hear that much often, even though that this program has been around for quite some time now. Dan untuk kita dengar cerita sikit apa yang Germany has to offer sebenarnya, I have with me a very good friend of mine who has been with me together way back when, 20 tahun yang dulu kita mula melangkah our studies to the land of the Bundesliga. Saya bab bola, saya pandai lah bila cerita pasal bola kan. So with him, he's going to be talking about, why Germany? Kenapa Germany menarik? Apakah kelebihan negara Jerman itu sendiri? And with that, folks, I would like to introduce to you my friend Azlan Azmi. Assalamualaikum, Azlan.
Waalaikumsalam, bro. How are you?
I am good, man. Diharapkan your Ramadan is still very very awesome, sangat-sangat orang kata bagus. Walaupun aku tahu hang tak pergi masjid untuk tarawih, tapi semua orang tak pergi masjid tarawih, tapi kita lakukan yang terbaik, betul?
Yes, exactly, bro.
Tapi okay, nak cerita pasal tarawih ni kan, aku teringat sangat-sangat lah. I miss tarawih dekat Germany dulu. Do you remember not going to tarawih in Germany, especially going to Turkish mosques? Macam mana keadaan tu? Ingat tak lagi tak?
Hampir ke?
Oh, wow. Itu aku boleh kenal tau.
Yeah. It was quite interesting lah. Different from what we have here in Malaysia. It was a new experience. Different but a good one, I would say that.
But a good one, definitely. Sebab that teaches us actually, people like us, di mana kita diberi peluang untuk melanjutkan pelajaran ke luar negara, banyak pengalaman yang kita dapat orang kata belajar dengan apa yang kita didedahkan di sana. Tapi ini kita nak cerita balik, kita nak ghost time balik. So untuk pengetahuan anda semua, Liebe Zuschauer, dah aku keluar Jerman lagi sikit. Azlan dengan saya ni sebenarnya kita orang satu batch dulu, di mana kami telah melanjutkan pelajaran ke Germany, ke negara Jerman way back in 2002, 2003. Dah tayang dah. Sukatilah anak tayang apa. So we were given the opportunity, alhamdulillah, kami diberi sekolah untuk melanjutkan pelajaran ke Germany. Lan, hampir mana?
Reutlingen.
Dia pergi Reutlingen. Reutlingen selain daripada satu bandar yang sangat hebat dengan education juga, satu lagi hebat dengan premium outlet store dia. Itu yang kami tahu pasal Reutlingen dulu. Dan saya ke Hanover, iaitu Northern of Germany. So nak cerita sikit Lan, bila kita flashback balik, bila hang dapat tawaran tu untuk belajar untuk pergi Germany tu, pernahkah terlintas di fikiran hang, aku memang sebenarnya nak pergi Germany ni? Has it ever crossed your mind that you wanted to further your studies to go to Germany?
9.
9 tu apa dia tu? 9 tu 9 ke?
No. So I mean the story started back when we got our SPM result, and then I opt to go to overseas. But the thing is, thank you to the government, because we got the scholarship from JPA. right? So we have to choose the countries where you want to go to,
Okay.
right? So my first choice was Japan.
Okay.
The second one was Australia. So basically I'm looking for countries, yalah, neighbor je, dekat-dekat je kan.
Tak nak pijak lah.
Tak nak
Rindu
pijak.
lah. Rindu nasi Mak Hang tu.
Yes. Masa tu ada awet lagi.
Ada lagi. Okay. So you wanted to go to Japan, you wanted to go to Australia, tapi waktu tu depa kata, okay Azlan, if you want to go, kami ada offer nak pergi Germany je. So what was the first thing that came to mind? Orang offer hang untuk pergi Germany. What was the first thing that hang pick up?
Sebab dulu kalau hang ingat, kita kena pilih 3 country tau dalam application form tu.
Aku macam aku lansi, aku tak pilih 3, aku pilih 2 je.
Oh. Aku yang nombor 3 tu lah yang aku pilih Germany sebab aku tak tahu nak letak mana.
Okay, but why Germany? I mean like time tu sebab pilihan ketiga definitely bukan hang punya keutamaan, bukan that was not your priority, but you put Germany as well. Why?
I think it was because Michael Schumacher kot. So masa tu dia tengah top. So after every Grand Prix tu, dia selalunya dia akan cakap Jerman. So dia macam trigger aku lah. Ni France aku tak tahu, tak dengar apa-apa pun. So yang tu yang aku pilih Jerman tu.
That's why I pilih Jerman lah. Sebab lepas ni hang kena tulis surat terima kasih kepada Michael Schumacher sebab dia adalah inspirasi hang untuk study kat Germany kan.
Hopefully he can read it lah.
Hopefully lah. tapi okay, macam hang bila when you chose to go to Germany ataupun bila hang diberi peluang untuk study untuk further your studies in Germany, hang definitely dah fikir ada, oh damn it, aku nak kena belajar bahasa asing ni. Gila, kau negara tak boleh nak cakap orang putih, bukan tak mereka tak boleh cakap. It's not they cannot speak English, it's just that the studies that you are required to speak their mother tongue, which is German. Again, satu tamparan yang kedua untuk hang sebab again hang tak ready benda ni. So hang duk fikir apa time tu?
Masa tu aku fikir pasal apa aku dapat Jerman and macam mana aku nak master the language.
Okay.
So because the thing is the turning point was actually in Germany because I mean both of us learn the language 2 years before we flew to Germany during the preparation at Intech. Dulu PPP lah, sekarang jadi Intech dah. So kita buat 2 tahun kat sini and then kita belajar. Ingat lagi lecturer masa tu nama apa? Rebecca Moschenfechtel.
Rebecca Moschenfechtel. Frau dah. Dia bukan
dia doktor lah, dia PhD.
Nice. Oh Rebecca. I miss her man. Lama tak dengar cerita Rebecca.
So kita dah belajar habis tapi bila kita pergi sana, kita sampai kat sana, kita bodoh sesuatu ke? Tak reti nak cakap kan.
Aku sangat sokong statement hang tu sebab aku nak cerita dengan hang sikit pengalaman aku. Waktu aku first time jejak kaki kat Jerman tu, depa hantar kami budak CDC, kami dihantar up north. So we were sent to Dortmund. So Dortmund was our first city. So when we were sent to Dortmund, yelah duk nak bawa keluar baju daripada bag semua everything. Hanger tak ada. So pi lah Kastad. Ingat Kastad?
Ya, ingat.
Aku keluar pergi Kastad nak pergi cari hanger. So time tu gagah dengan tak bawa dictionary. Kita zaman tahun 2002-2003 smartphone tak hebat lagi kan? Betul? So we don't have accessibility to easy information. Paling kuat pun kamus dui bahasa je lah. English to German, German to English.
Yang tebal tu kuning tu.
Tebal kuning tu lah. Apa nama dia punya publisher tu hak kuning? Allah. Langisyai. Correct. Genau. So aku pun dengan gagah lah. I went to Kastad dengan tak bawa kamu ini. Tak bawa kamu langsung pi. So pi tanyalah. Entschuldigung, if Volta dah aku blank. Aku terlupa hanger apa dia. Aku punya nak cerita lalah kali dia selepas 10 minit punya nak ceritakan apa benda itu adalah hanger. Apa orang kata the sales assistant tu dia bagi aku paper dengan pen.
Malen Zibiter apa?
Ya, dia seorang pelukis. Dia kata Malen Zibiter was Z Volen. Aku macam malu lukis lah tu Clyde Bugel, Z Brown, Clyde Bugel. Barulah terkenal. Memang efek dia sangat-sangat terkesan lah first time jejak kaki di bumi Jerman tu.
Yes.
Tapi hang punya pengalaman macam senang lagi ke waktu nak adaptasi kan bila jejak kaki ke bumi Jerman dulu tu?
Tak, aku siap kena maki lagi.
Ando buat
Maki
apa?
ni bahasa utara ni kena marah lah. Tapi bukannya
okay.
maki mencarut tu. Ni
Okay,
maki bahasa utara ni kena marah lah. So aku dulu kan bila dekat FA tu kan ada grupan abai masuk lab. So bila masuk lab ni aku kena dengan budak-budak Jerman, orang Jerman lah, lain. So kami tengah-tengah buat kerja, dia tengok aku sudah dia cakap something. Lepas tu aku pula ni tak faham. Tapi being Malaysian or Malay kan, kita ni macam lantak malu-malu lah kan. Tak faham pun buat ni. Lepas tu aku pergi senyum kat dia.
Aku setuju walaupun dia masuk lah.
Lepas tu aku senyum lah kat dia. Lepas tu 2-3 kali dia tanya, aku 2-3 kali aku nak senyum, dia kata, "Hang faham tak yang aku tengah bertanya soalan?" Yang senyum kat aku buat apa? Yang tu lah actually bila ada kena marah dengan orang, yang tu yang actually aku punya turning point.
Okay. So itu memberikan impact yang sangat terkesan yang you have that feeling where I don't want to be dumb anymore, man. I don't want to be that stupid anymore. I need to do something lah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm better than that lah.
Better than that lah. Okay, cool. Okay, dan untuk cerita balik, okay, alhamdulillah kita dan untuk ke Germany sebenarnya, to go to Germany normally dalam pandangan saya dan dalam fikiran saya, I think it's about 95% people who go to Germany, they are the ones who want to further their studies in engineering, correct?
Yep, so far yes. Betul?
Dan this is together aligned with the government's initiative, especially the scholar givers, to send potential students to further their studies dalam engineering lah kan? Engineering apa study dulu?
Mechanical.
Anda buat lagi ke mechanical engineering lah ni?
Tak buat dah. Ni aku dah buat ni.
Nak tunjuk guns ke apa tu? Nampak guns tu macam besar semacam apa? Dah. Tapi ini tidak menunjukkan yang sebenarnya ini ada satu kekurangan kan sebenarnya, walaupun you went to study mechanical engineering, granted you came back and do something else. I did something else. I went there as a telecommunications engineer. I'm a telecommunications engineer by graduate, but I'm doing something else right now. Tapi this actually opens up lebih opportunity kan kepada hang.
Betul. So yang macam aku cakap tadi lah, so the turning point was the language sebenarnya. So bila dah habis, bila aku dah kena marah tu, kan, dah kena maki tu, so apa yang aku buat, aku keluar pada rumah, aku duduk dengan orang Jerman, because my intention was to learn the language. Okay. So bila aku nampak daripada situ, aku buatlah mechanical aku sampai habis, lepas tu aku kerja, tapi the beauty of it, macam hang kata lah, kita graduate dengan benda lain, tapi kita buat benda lain. So bagi aku graduate dengan mechanical engineering, tapi aku nampak opportunity dalam language. How to prepare student apa semua. Yang tu yang beza sikit lah dengan apa yang kita belajar dulu.
Beza lah kan. Tapi yalah, rezeki orang tu kita tak tahu di mana sebenarnya. We do not know where our fate leads us to, what is our destiny sebenarnya. But coming back to the topic in hand ni, the fact that we went to study in Germany and everything, why do you obviously hang akan katakan going to Germany is the best. Being a German graduate, aku pun I can safely say that as well. Tapi kalau orang tanya ke hang, why do you say that going to Germany is the best compared to going to the UK, going to the US? Hang dah lah kena belajar bahasa lain, lepas tu Jerman dah lah skema bagai nak rock so and everything. Why do you say that going to Germany would be the best choice kalau nak belajar engineering specifically?
Alright. In general, Germany as a country, based on our experience and what our students are experiencing right now, Germany one of the safest country in the world. Okay, so that is very important, especially for parents when they say, okay, I want to send to a country where not only safe, but the country policy itself, they welcome foreign students. Is it? So I don't want to talk about other countries, but if you look contoh macam what is happening in US, and what is happening in UK. So Germany ni dia tak pernah, since the World War II tu, dia punya movement is always be friendly to foreigner. So that's why we can see it back 4 years back when Syria have problem the civil war dekat Syria tu kan. So when the banyak orang Flüchtlinge yang masuk, Flüchtlinge ni dalam English apa dia tau? Pelarian.
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 Hang kena faham tak, our audience ni is actually Maxis. So hang every time hang nak sebut Deutsche something, hang kena translate juga.
Okay, alright. So bila pelarian ni mai, so Germany one of the country yang accept, not 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, hundreds of thousands of people from Syrian. Okay, so the policy itself and the people in Germany, they welcome foreign worker ke, students ke. So it's very important to look at why Germany is a good destination for study lah. And then on top of that juga, kalau kita tengok macam Australia for example or UK, okay, bila student pergi sana, mereka pergi belajar, but if they want to work there, they have to come back first, alright? And then apply job from here. If they got the job, then they can apply for visa, working visa. Alright? But in Germany, it's not like that. So Germany, because of their policy, what they are doing now is, after your study, you have, if I'm mistaken, 10 months or 1 year visa. They call it job opportunity visa. So basically, dia akan bagi visa masa tu untuk students find a job. So the policy itself, I mean, maksudnya student tak perlu nak balik nak apply kerja daripada origin country ke apa ke, depa boleh apply kerja daripada sana. So I mean that it's very important to go to country yang offer such inilah policy lah. And then of course education in Germany is free. So and
not many people know that actually. Bila hang sebut education is free kan, bila kita tengok balik lah, again, let's talk about just simple numbers. My wife who went to the UK, who went to Dublin to further her studies in medicine, the government, and not her, the government had to pay for her whole course for about 1.2, 1.4 million ringgit. Okay, and this was way back in 2003 to 2008 until they habis study 5 tahun. But in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, the whole study untuk 5 tahun standard, kalau time diplom dulu lah ni, diplom tak ada daripada buat bachelor lagi lah ni.
Yes.
Maybe about less than 200,000 ringgit?
The 200,000 ringgit is actually for our living expenses sebenarnya.
Living expenses kan, tapi actual study cost tu, I mean you're only talking about 500 euros a year kali 4 kali 5. So it is almost like minuscule sangat kan?
Betul? Yes. I mean this selalunya, I mean you have to know, because German ni dia offer free education. So sebab tu dia tak buat macam mass marketing ke, atau they don't go out and look for students. Because they gain nothing pun daripada students tu.
Dia bukan macam private organisation where they make money from enrollment from people.
Yes, betul. Sebab tu I mean macam Malaysia juga, our private university dekat Malaysia, kita pergi China, kita cari student. Because we charge them.
Correct.
But Germany ni, because hang main hang tak main, ikut suka hang lah kan. But we offer public free education. Itu je lah.
That's the one cool thing about, I mean, granted, one of the ways that, tapi granted, if granted that education di Germany is free, we're talking about tertiary education, tapi dia taklah sesenang yang orang akan sangkakan juga. It's not as easy to get enrolled kan sebenarnya. Nak masuk Uni kan, nak masuk FH ke, Uni University, FH is Fachhochschule, also stands for University of Applied Sciences. Orang kata the admission test is it is very, orang kata, mencabar lah kalau itu kita betul. Dulu kita kena ada apa kalau kita nak masuk tu, and the qualification yang kita perlukan
dulu. I mean the standard one since the first batch JPA sent to Germany is you need to pass the language, and then the DSH.
And language pun ada level ke? It's not
level.
Just kan?
No, ada level there. And then you also need to
DSH lama aku tak dengar DSH.
To pass A level lah, to get minimum of, I think now they raise the benchmark, if not mistaken, is 11 points kot, or 12 points. Yes. But yalah, itu kita punya pathway lah dulu. Tapi sekarang of course lah kita dah ada dah ada cara lain lah untuk pergi sana.
Okay. Let's talk about Study Germany. The thing that you're doing right now. Study Germany. What are you guys all about? Like, by looking at the title, I think it's quite straightforward. But can you elaborate more? Apa yang you all buat sebenarnya?
So basically, what we offer to the market or to the students, things that has never been offered before lah. Okay. Contohnya macam kalau the traditional way or conventional way of going to Germany, we need to do A level apa semua. So kita tak buat benda tu. So what we do is we offer foundation program in Germany.
Foundation in Germany itself,
Yes. So benda-benda macam tu yang boleh jimat masa, and then it's a soft landing for the students before they go to the university kan. Sebab yalah kita depa belajar masa foundation tu, depa belajar fizik apa semua kan dalam Jerman kan. But of course the process is faster compared to A levels lah. Alright? And then that one is the academy punya route lah, kita cakap macam tu. So the second one yang kita offer is the Ausbildung. Tahu ke Ausbildung?
Tahu, aku tahu. Orang lain tak tahu. Hantar sikit. Ausbildung aku tahu dah.
Ausbildung ni Ausbildung ni actually German dual vocational training. So from the name itself, German dual. Dual maksudnya dia is either 50-50 or 60-40. Okay, between theoretical and practical part. Vocational training. Alright, vocational training macam kita lah. Kita kan nak buat TVET. Kat Malaysia kan kita ada TVET. Or even German company dekat sini macam Brown, depa punya GDVT program depa sendiri. So what we are offering is to do the GDVT program in Germany.
So direct lah. So you don't spend time in Malaysia at all. You just hantar terus pergi sana je.
Hantar terus pergi sana. Depa kat Malaysia mungkin depa learn the language for 4 months macam tu, terus kita pergi hantar. Depa pergi sana belajar sambil bekerja.
Alright. And when you say that bila hantar pergi sana tu, okay, for Study Germany itself, dengan siapa yang hang collaborate? I mean, like to how many parties are you collaborating over there in Germany untuk memastikan yang all these potential students that are signing up with you, that's going there, have a seat in Germany in one of the colleges atau one of the universities?
Alright, so basically apa yang kami buat dekat sini, okay, the Germans they are not like the Americans ke atau British yang universiti ni buat collaboration dengan ni, ada sign up dengan ni, then agent ni akan cari student. So it's not like that. That's not how the German works. So apa yang kami buat kat sini, sebab education is free, so student have access to all universities sebenarnya. So apa yang kami buat, kami akan work with one university, contohnya dengan FH Aachen. Okay? FH Aachen dia ada foundation program ni. And the university itself dia ada collaboration dengan 7 or 8 other universities. Okay? So sebelum masuk foundation ni, student akan ambil satu placement test. Maths basically. Mainly kan untuk engineering kan. So mereka akan test maths. So bila student lepas maths tu, lepas offer letter yang dia dapat tu, not only for the foundation but directly from the university yang dia nak pergi lepas foundation tu. So in a way kami dah secure dia punya placement sampai dia masuk degree.
Sampai dia masuk degree lah. So basically like almost orang kata, I mean like in a lack of a better term, macam dah kau team dah lah. By the time mereka sign up dengan hang, insya-Allah everything goes well, they are safely way through sampai mereka dapat mereka punya certificate lah, mereka punya graduation.
Betul.
Nice.
Sebab apa yang kami buat kat sini ni, dia actually based on kita punya experience dululah. Kita kan dah habis A level apa semua, kita tak apply universiti lagi. So kita pergi kat sana pula, baru kita tergeh-geh baru nak apply universiti kan. So benda tu macam orang kata insecure lah, macam
benda tu makan masa yang banyak sangat. Ingat tak batch kita ni had study, we are 2 years behind kawan-kawan kita happy UK,
exactly,
US and everything because of the time. Granted, alhamdulillah we still graduate at the end of the day, but kawan-kawan kita ni semua dah ada work experience semua dah kan.
Betul. And not to talk about the pre-internship sebelum masuk FA tu.
Betul.
That part yang selalu orang miss. So what this foundation program offers, the internship tu dah foundation dekat Germany, so internship tu pun dekat Germany.
dekat Germany juga.
So this kind of
you're getting like the full experience daripada ujung rambut sampai ujung kaki. Granted aku tak ada rambut sangat, tapi ialah basically the whole body. I mean like tunjuk sikit, tak apa. Dia nak jatuh dah tu, tak lama dah tu. But to have that immersed orang kata feeling for a student, because again, being 17 years old, being 18 years old, didedahkan dengan something that you are so not used to it can be very scary. Tapi dengan adanya apa yang study Germany ni buat ni, dia macam memberikan that assurance, ketenangan juga dari segi.
Yes. Sebab apa yang kami offer dekat sini, because we were student over there as a foreign student. So kami tahu apa masalah dia, apa yang student, the do and don'ts kan. What the expectation, what we should expect from the German, what the German expect from us. So this kind of things yang even the Germans pun dia tak boleh explain. Sebab you know, I mean if someone from Germany, German, main Malaysia cakap okay, jom pergi German, pergi Germany belajar. So kita tanya, makanan halal kat mana? Just one simple things kan. Masjid kat mana dia pun tahu. Aku tahu lah, hantar hampir terawih tadi kan. So hantar lah.
Tak, okay. These are the kind of questions yang mungkin not just the students, the parents are very concerned because anywhere that they want to send their child ataupun their children abroad specifically, lebih-lebih lagi kepada orang Melayu, kepada orang Muslim, one of the things yang sangat-sangat dititik beratkan ialah senang tak akses kepada makanan halal, senang tak akses kepada masjid dan musola. Sebab banyak kita dengar cerita dulu, kawan-kawan kita dekat US dulu, nak beli makanan halal yang stok 40 batu, kena nak kereta pergi beli. That kind of way of thinking yang sampai duk kata macam tak apa, aku dekat sana darurat, tak apalah, suruh aku boleh kata lah, kata orang lah kan. Tapi again, your own experience, aku tahu aku punya experience, but nak ceritakan dekat orang ni, senang ke orang Muslim ni, orang Islam ni nak pergi cari makan dekat Jerman ni?
Senang.
Senang sangat kan?
Yes, looking at the current numbers, I mean there are about 4 to 4.5 million Muslims. I mean the majority they are coming from the Turkey lah, Turkey. Yeah. So halal food is everywhere. You can get it, you know. The price normal price compared to the daging katok macam hang kata tadi tu. So no issue. Tak ada kata benda tu lagi mahal ke apa ke. And masjid is everywhere. And recently pun masjid yang besar tu yang dekat Kolon tu yang ada Islamic Center lah apa semua tu kan. So the good thing about the Germans is depa tak ada lah yang macam kalau dekat US kita compare ada white supremacy,
ada rednecks, all those kind of people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because Germany, I mean based on their history dulu apa semua, black history lah masa World War.
I mean granted, I mean whatever happened during the World War II mengubahkan pemikiran Germans to think of how they are right now lah. So they are more open, they are more accessible, dan dia orang sangat boleh menerima. Granted ada juga minority yang akan yang radical itu anywhere is like Malaysia pun ada minority juga yang duk tak betul kan. But Germany safe to say that insyaAllah aman lah kan.
InsyaAllah. So far I've been doing this for the past 8-9 years and none of our students have ever encountered any problem with the Germans, you know, like racism ke atau Islamophobic ke apa ke. Tak ada lah.
Alhamdulillah lah.
Alhamdulillah.
Dan also one thing about Germany yang orang ramai nak tahu juga maybe is all about the cost of living over there. Maybe you can share with us a bit, boleh buat comparison ke ataupun expectations cost of living?
Cost of living, okay, let me put like this. As a student, if you have around 850 euro per month, which is equivalent to 4,000 plus per month, you can cover all your living expenses, especially the accommodation, your rental, your bills, your insurance, your food. You will need around 150 to 200 per month. So be sufficient. So I mean during masa kita dulu, during our time, and now there are not much difference kot. In term of ni lah. I mean of course ada
inflation sedikit lah.
Ada. Cumanya
tapi dia tak ada impact yang banyak sangat kot.
Yes, betul. So
saya ingat dulu zaman-zaman kita dulu kalau kita ada macam yelah dengan duit belanja yang alhamdulillah dapat daripada JPA tu, no, we were living like kings at one point. Macam pantang dapat scholar je. Tapi rumah orang adalah tambah ni lah, tambah tu lah.
But first kena beli PS, lepas tu kena beli TV.
TV gemuk weh, mana ada TV flat screen lagi. Tak apa tu. But itulah orang kata, because a lot of the money you don't really have to pay much about the tuition fees, because again, access to books, and then you got your bibliothek, you got your library, access semua dah ada. And I believe nowadays disebabkan teknologi, everything is all online, lagilah memudahkan lagi kan sebenarnya.
And the best part is
library dulu penat weh nak cari note semua.
Betul ya. Tapi hampir lah.
Oi, tahu aku belajar dengan Pang. Tahu skema mana Pang tu? Hang kena faham sikit aku punya hak.
Tetapi itulah, I mean living expenses as a student, aku rasa compared to other countries, insyaAllah masih murah. Daripada hampir sana around 200,000, most of your money spent for your living expenses should be okay lah. And the best part is Germany, they allow student to work part time.
Yes, correct. Jangan main-main tau, kerja kat Germany banyak duit dapat tau.
Aku itu kalau aku ingat lagi masa Sommerferien kan.
Sommerferien lah selalu.
3 bulan masa tu aku kerja dengan Bosch. Sebulan Ferienjob lah aku buat. Sebulan aku dapat Ferienjob ni apa nak translate macam mana?
Ferienjob ni dia macam part time lah kot. Ferien cuti kerja cuti lah.
Kerja masa cuti lah. Maksudnya engineer bercuti. So student-student dia lah. Yang bangla-bangla ni lah yang kerja kan.
Aku tak kata apa.
No, because I mean the perception bila hampir sana kan, hang rasa diri hang macam bangla tau. Baru hang appreciate apa yang ada dekat
ramai kawan-kawan kita dulu siap Ferienjob depa kerja bungkus kotak kat kilang kot, memang kerja buruh kasar tau, tapi gaji banyak weh.
Aku dapat itu 3,000 euro sebulan.
There you go
Orang aku kerja 3 bulan settle.
Settle lah. Itu yang lepak dengan orang Vietnam ni kan, bukan? Okay, menarik itu. Wow, kita dah sembang 32 minit ni, Lan. Memang banyak orang kata there's a lot of good things that can you actually do should you consider to want to further your studies down in Germany. We got a few comments here. Kawan kita, bekas ketua pelajar kita lah juga boleh dikatakan, mengatakan looking good guys.
Thank you Puben.
Thank you Puben.
I always admire you
Puben hero tu. Kalau you all nak tahu, Puben juga salah seorang batch kita yang sekarang heading one of the best apps yang ada dekat luar sana, Settle. So kalau you all nak tahu Settle tu apa, you boleh PM Puben. Dan kita juga ada seorang Phila Grusen aus Gelsenkirchen, Afiq Mustaqim. Ni siapa ni?
Ni student kami yang tengah buat foundation tu.
Ya, tengah buat foundation Yes. So Afiq, diharapkan anda damai di sana. Masih lagi puasa sekarang, tak ada teruk sangat, bukan puasa Zoma. So tak ada, chill je lah. Hang pernah puasa Zoma tak?
Pernah.
Aku Zoma, every time aku balik, aku malas nak duduk macam ni. Panas weh, panas.
Tak usah.
Jangan buat lagu tu. Okay. Good, seriously, memang again it has been a very good feeling. Thank you so much for coming on board to Sembang Sempoi to talk about why Germany. Last but not least, you just want to say anything to prospects out there? Where can they find you, from which website ataupun social media? Hang nak bagi kontak nama hang pun boleh, silakan.
Alright, so to students and parents, right? So for those who are looking for opportunity to study abroad, I would really recommend you guys to consider Germany. And if you need any help on how to go about it, you can visit us at join.studygermany.my, and also you can visit our IG at Study Germany. We also have our Facebook page, Study Germany. You can look at that. All right. So regardless, what we're trying to do is we try to make the program accessible to everyone, even for B40. So that's why we have like loans and everything. So for those who wants to go to Germany, think less about the financial part, but you as a person need to be ready physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Loving it. Wow, itu adalah message yang paling deep yang aku pernah dengar. Balan duk cerita, tak pernah aku dengar ada deep macam ni. Kita ada satu lagi message kawan kita di Johor. Kawan kita di Johor. Apa sempoi bahang dia dah kata dah. Okay, thank you Lut. Terima kasih Lut sebab menonton dan juga Tengok dia terus tiba-tiba hilang dah. Mai balik Lan. Balan ada. Oi, Balan dah keluar dah. Wow. Okay. Tiba-tiba Balan keluar. Okay guys, tak apa. It's okay. It's fine. Okay, dia masuk balik. Jangan keluar. Ni saja tu. Aku baru nak bagi yang gratitude betul-betul.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, itu saja masa yang kita ada. Hopefully ini dapat memberikan sedikit sebanyak lagi orang kata pencerahan if you are considering, or if you parents are considering to give your children opportunities to further their studies abroad. You guys can actually check out Study Germany. All their comments stated there. You can actually look at them on Instagram, on Facebook and everything. Believe you me, it's definitely a very, very good investment. You got Azlan Azmi, a successful person. You got a lot of famous people. Our batch, our fellow batchmates as well. We got a lot of people in high places. Alhamdulillah, they've done great for themselves and everything. And you know, the sky's the limit for what you do. So thank you, Malan, for coming down to Sembang Sempoi. Terima kasih banyak.
Thank you for having me.
So, guys, as always, last words. Kita jaga kita, duduk di rumah, stay at home, dan jom Malaysia kita putuskan rantai COVID-19 ini bersama-sama. Tinggal seminggu lagi nak raya. Weh, tak berdapat nak balik Alostak tahun ni.
Selamat raya semua.
Selamat raya semua.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Waalaikumsalam.